Hey yo yo, how's it going? Just a little update. Not a whole lot going on. Just letting everybody know everybody know what's going on. Honestly, this is just if people ask me later what I did, I'm just gonna send them to the YouTube channel and be like, "It's a long story. You can watch it if you feel like it." I already know these techniques technically work. I've done things like this before, and in just different types of times when I've had to, because of CPTSD, different traumas or injuries or illnesses, had to put my life back together. So I just figured I'd kind of track it and just how I kind of wibble wobble myself back into shape every time. And so, we stay on track as much as we can. We try not to fall off track, but sometimes because of ADHD, trauma, injuries, illnesses, we fall off track, so we try to get back onto it. There's all sorts of different ways. I was trying all the different like planners and schedulers and raising the Finchy guy and stuff like that. None of those things were really working. I even tried the timer and it was like that was too much. So I went back to an old trick that I used to use, which a lot of people use, just went to the pedometer. Having a lot of good time doing the 6,000 steps a day. I might increase it later, but for right now, we're chill on that. Also, I've been definitely doing the eating to a 5 for meals, eating to a 3 for snacks, waiting till I'm completely empty before eating again. That seems to really be working. Definitely been sticking with a lot of my the seltzer waters. Those help keep me more full. Teas help keep me more full. I even ordered some of that yerba mate tea powder with the yerba mate pills. I don't really notice those like waking me up or giving me energy, but I'm trying them out. It seems like they kind of help like give me like that sweet kick, and it kind of helps curb cravings for food. So that kind of has been helping a little bit. Also, I got mine on Shein, so it was really cheap, and it showed up on time, which was nice. Um, I also have been using my reminder ring to keep myself on track, make sure that I remember not to snack. It works alarmingly well. That's like an old timey trick, have, oh, I got a string around my finger. It's to remind myself of something today. Well, I use it for a diet trick. Also reminding myself that cravings only last for about 5 minutes tops, that you just have to kind of go through it, the parasympathetic breathing, reminding myself that future me needs to show up for me today if I want future me to show up tomorrow, all those different things. And it's been working out really nicely. I noticed that with my ADHD and some of even the trauma and stuff like that, I don't like being pushed unless I can handle being pushed that day. I don't like doing anything that's not going to interfere with a busy day, So I know everybody's doing 10,000 steps. Not me, I did do more like 13,000 steps my first day because we went on a hike. I'm regularly going over 10,000, but I like the 6,000 step limit because that's like you could be having an off day. You could be, tired that day. You could be not exercising that day, but can you still get 6,000 steps? That's the minimum. We always want to make sure that it's always important to make sure we have, the right attitude and things if we want to accomplish things. I've been dealing with, for the last 5 years, permanent neck damage from a T-bone accident. And, it was something that's not supposed to be able to get healed. I honestly believe that the calisthenics is going to at least get me functionally healed so it's not hurting as much and my posture is all right, my body mechanics are in the right direction. It might never be like perfectly healed, but I've gotten myself out of some snags before with my spine, and I've been doing a lot of those, just Facebook algorithm exercises I've just been following and, sending myself little ones to do. Also, I've been just playing around on my little planche bars. Those 14-inch bars are just absolutely incredible, and I'm just kind of like moving towards the moves that I want to do. Actually, today, and I've only had these for, I don't know, like a week, I did my first elbow stands since the accident, which was pretty incredible. So, I mean, they're not like the most intense move, but I was doing them before the accident, and I haven't been able to do them since. I truly believe that these exercises have been helping me get to that spot. Also, I've been just trying to kind of adjust my hips at the right level, even in bed. Sometimes if I'm laying there, I've got one hip that's a little bit higher than the other. And so I just kind of like just do gentle like stretching and pulling to make sure that this other side kind of gets strengthened and then this side kind of gets tucked up, and just doing like just different little posture things in bed. And that's really all of it just kind of combines and helps, you know. I still have a little bit of sugar at the end of the day, but again, that's just because everything is wibble wobbled at the end of the whole experiment. Sugar is going to be more like a once a week kind of thing. You know, definitely also going to be quitting the weed. I've noticed that without the cigarettes, I just don't have the same like chemical like addiction to smoking the same way anymore. I have my little Sheen pen breather. It doesn't have any kind of resistance in it. I might try to modify it so that I can create it, or I try to like hold it and, you know, but I probably need to upgrade the pen. But at the end of the day, weed is so less addictive to me that I probably will be able to quit that just cold turkey. You know, for me, I think I need, you know, about 2 months for the quitting cigarettes thing to really settle in before I'm ready to quit another thing. And I'll probably be including another sugar cleanse at that time. And honestly, I might bring it back a little bit for the late end quitting things. I just feel like it almost like it makes you feel like quitting what? You do this little sugar cleanse for like a week or so. And then when you start bringing back the sugar, it almost makes you forget the other thing that you're quitting, because you were craving the sugar so bad and you finally got it that it's just like, oh, you know, you're basically just tricking yourself to not want the cigarettes anymore. And I gotta say, it kind of worked. So that's my goofy little update. Just feeling pretty good and just happy to be back on track. Happy to be really feeling the positive of just being released from that nicotine habit, which I'll say this over and over again. After just a very short time, those habits become more stressful than whatever they were trying to solve. You know? And if you don't believe it, you know, when was the last time you were in a meeting too long? And it wasn't the meeting. There wasn't anything wrong with the meeting or the movie or the thing that you were at. What was wrong? Was that you needed that cigarette, right? You know, it's like that's when it starts to become a problem. I feel like, you know, anything that does that to you, certainly not a good trick. Cheers to that, guys.